Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritual Coffee House. I'm glad you could join me today. My name is Mary Jane Tracy, psychic medium. No, I'm going to call myself I'm going to call myself, I decided to change it today. I'm going to call myself a spiritual influencer. Yeah, spiritual influencer that brings in a little bit of astrology and a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a sprinkle and a sprinkle and a sprinkle of the fairies and the unicorns. You know, I was thinking about the unicorns today and how, with the unicorns, people have like, oh yes, unicorns, they're we see them for little girls and they're so bright and they're sparkly and they're all of this, right? But the main animal or the on the coat of arms for Scotland is the unicorn. You go through the UK and you go through a lot of the mythology and a lot of the tapestry. There's unicorns everywhere, and the magic of them, and the healing power that they bring to you. They are just they have the best flag. They do, and bringing that energy of these creatures, around us, and these mystical, magical energies, and just to think that in 2021 that the energies of this unicorn are still alive today. My grandmother used to always tell me stories about the unicorns, and that the unicorns were the ones that didn't make it onto the ark because they wanted to maintain the land, and keep the magic alive. And I thought that was quite, as a child, because she talked to me always about the fairies and how the fairies were and the angels. But I thought how magical that is, in letting you know that, the reason why that you don't see them is because they are magical, because they are mystical, and they are the ones that have us to live our truth and want us to unleash this beautiful magic. And the reason I'm bringing up the unicorns, well, not only am I going to be teaching a course on March 19th, but I kept on feeling them today with the energies that were coming in, and how the transformation, and how because the sun's in Pisces too, so very magical and mystical energies, and how things can really change on a turn of the dime with Uranus, right? And bringing in that change within our lives. And sometimes we are very resistant, and the resistance I got, the four of cups, or the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is like, what are we hanging on to? What is that energy that we hang on to? Because we want to bring in the mystical and the love. And I mean, he has the wings of Aries on him to go forward, and plus he has the Pisces, the fish, bringing in the ether, bringing in those messages. Are you aware of the messages that are coming in for you, or are you dismissing them because you think that why should I listen to that's crazy, that couldn't be? But messages are coming to us and letting us know on going forth, setting forth our and even though with the, as we're building up to this full moon in Virgo, there are these transformation and bumps and craziness that is happening, but it's through this evolution of transformation and change, it's getting us to being drawn, thank you, to the pure and mystical energies. And that pure and mystical energies are within all of us, and tapping into that beautiful tapestry of us, and how we can change in many, can change. And where do we have to integrate the healings that we need in our lives, and stepping into the healings into our lives. And this is where I feel like the unicorns are like a bridge, making this a bridge for us to come in and define our truth, and allowing ourselves to go over that bridge. And that Saturn and Uranus with Chiron in the middle is that bridge of healing. Chiron is the healer, and wanting to have us, get into the healing. This year is a year of deep healing, getting into the shadow again, going in again. I feel like I'm always in the shadow. I feel like, coming through that and allowing ourselves to sparkle. Have you ever been, I can't be around unicorn energy. I get over the top crazy excited. It's awesome, isn't it? Because I know it's just like, Have you ever been out at night by the ocean at night, and it's just pitch black, like there's no light, stars, and there's nothing else, and then the plankton, and then the tide is high, and then you go and you take a stick and you just run it along, and you see all the plankton, all the sparklies in the water. It's so magical. It's such a reflection of the stars above coming into the ocean below. It is, can I say transcendent? It is so transcendent. When I first saw that, when I first experienced that, it was like, holy shit, like this is like, there's just such magic everywhere. And it's for us to come in and to embrace this magic and embrace this energy, because there is a healing that is happening for us, and bringing in this healing and bringing forth a healing for not only ourselves, but for the earth, and the changes that are going on within the earth itself. I mean, there's things that are happening that we have no control over. I mentioned to people about the rumblings and how things would be rumbling, and there, the one volcano is extremely active. It's been active for 500,000 years. Erupting in Italy, right? Living in Alberta has made me see how blessed I was growing up in New Zealand. Definitely. No, I agree, Candace. I mean, same here. Growing up in Penticton, there by the lakes, 2 lakes on either side. It was great. I could go for a walk. I could drive down to Okanagan Lake, park my car, and just walk along, just with the beach and the walkway there. Just being by the water, being by that energy was beautiful. It was beautiful. And now hoping, here I come back again. Every day, I don't know, there's something that happens. There we go. I'm moving over this side because I don't want to close the window. And it was just crazy how the weather changed last night. Bringing in some of the energies for the day. So if you're, tapping into Aries. So right now I'm going to tap into the energies of Aries. And as much as the moon might be delivering some work-life balance reminders today, the timing couldn't be better with the full moon on the job front. So with the energies for Aries, we have this beautiful full moon coming in. It's in your job area. And with Mars and Pluto already firing up the incoming career fronts, this is the right reminder at the right time with things coming together across income, work, and career. So this energy coming in for Aries, awesome, great. It's really going to give you that incentive to do things and get things together for yourself. And having that full moon coming up could be a really good kick in the ass for you. And the thing, and with the Mars and Pluto are coming into a sextile. Now, with Mars and Pluto coming into that alignment, it happens approximately every 2 years. And it is a time to really take advantage of this energy with Mars and Pluto. So I'm looking at it. So, okay, bye, Steve. I should say they're making a trine. So with Mars making a trine to Pluto, this is, I mean, it's going to be there for the next day and a half. This doesn't happen very often, right? And this is time to take advantage of it. Take advantage of this energy that's coming forth for opportunities, and try something new. And whatever it is that you are passionate about, whenever you are fighting for what you deserve, this is going to be a call to come out fighting. So if there's something there that you are trying to change in your world, this is a beautiful time to do that, my lovely little Aries. So I mean, and remember, when I'm pulling out these, I'm pulling out the signs right now and doing, because I did little write-ups for each of the signs. The thing is that remember, take what reads to you. This is a general horoscope, okay? Just an FYI. And so if it's meaningful to you, then you take it. It's meaningful to you. If it's not meaningful to you, then don't. But check in with your ego, because a lot of people really take things. Remember, this is a general horoscope. I don't have your astrological chart in front of me, okay? Just thought I'd make that little announcement here. And Tauruses, I mean, you got friendly aspects with the sun and the moon, and makes this a good day for talking, communications, professional and personal. While the moon is just passing through your communication sector, so the moon is in Cancer, the sun, first full week in your sector of friendship. So your sector of friendship, which is Pisces, is coming in about teamwork, networking, that is providing the right support for you at this time. Because there's no planets in your communication sector, the moon is only here for a few days. So the moon really isn't making any aspects to anything right now. It is, but it is emotional. There is emotion that's going to come up with this. So really following a mix of your intuition and logic and imagination and intellect is going to be drawn into your day today, my little Taurians. And stepping forward with that, you know, this is like, you can't fake the feeling or hide the fact that you no longer feel it. You deserve the real deal. So don't settle for anything less, especially this week. So don't settle for anything less, Tauruses. Really honor your feelings with what's coming forward for you. It's really important for you to honor those feelings. And as we go for Geminis, and at the same time, Venus is working to make her final days in the adventurous part of your chart. She's going to be moving into Pisces this week. And the sun and moon already have the focus on your income and career matters. With Venus just days away from following the sun into your career sector, this could create a last minute need to hold on to waning adventurous. Instead, the planetary activities in your sector of adventure and travel, learning and discovery will only strengthen you at this time. Where you are going, a balance between work and life. You need to have some kind of balance. There's opportunities. There could be some temporary problems there for you, my little Geminis. But the magic isn't the only thing that happens outside of your comfort zone. So opportunity and solutions, love live there. Love does live there too. Isn't, looking at that, isn't it worth leaving something for? So take just take some time this week. Say goodbye to that comfort zone and go for what it can be and not the way things were. So you got to craft the image and project for success. So this is very important for you to be doing this this week, my little Geminis, and for today as we move forward. And we are going to, and I'm doing all of this in order. I'm not pulling anything out. So I'm doing this all in order. So we have Cancer coming up next. Because that's how I have it written down on my on my sheet. So for Cancers today, the moon, it's a friendly aspect because the moon is in your sign. The moon's home. So the moon, as it moves through Cancer and the sun in this first full week, is adventurous part of your chart and exciting, but not the big deal that actually is. This will happen once a year and is your first sign of adventurous shifts that Sun's return last week has created. The difference this year is that while the Sun returns to the sector of adventure, travel, learning, and discovery at this time every year, there are major developments here over the coming months, and you have reached the most adventurous month of 2021 for you. And with this is where relationships may shift, as relating is the main topic of conversation for you under this, especially under this full moon. And some straight talk about your feelings and needs opens the way for a change. So being able to talk about how you're feeling is going to be very important, Cancer. And it sounds funny because it's a water sign, and not all water signs like to talk about their feelings. Like, they like to hold their feelings in. So this is really, they're great at discovering other people's feelings and having them talk about it, but this is about you talking about your feelings and expressing them, and let others into your inner world and say what needs to be said. And especially under this full moon this week, truth is the beauty this week for you. And remember that, and provide you say it with love, and it could just turn out to be alchemy too. So standing in your love, this is like loving yourself enough to be able to express yourself with truth and with compassion. Compassion is the key. Compassion is the key as we move towards the infinite, the beautiful, the luxurious Leos. And I have to say that because, Leos always, they have a special place always in my heart. All signs do, but I mean, my father was a Leo, and it's their passion for things is just, and when they are coming forward to do something, they come forward to do it. And you have Mercury back in direct motion during Venus's final week in your relationship sector, and is allowing the planet of love and communication to work together. Well, that has been the case over recent weeks, with Mercury more focused on the past, and especially on giving the past unsaid words a voice. Their attention was divided. Now heart and mind are back on the same page and looking into the future. In the meantime, this first full week in the financial sector, so this is going to give you a boost, fueling your financial confidence, which is great. And what is the most powerful focus for change in the universe? Leo? Yes. Look closer before you answer. It's your own thoughts and how you see things. So change your vision, change everything under the power this week with this full moon. So if there's something in an area of your life you really want to change, this is a week to really look at what you have been focusing on and plug into the empowerment. The fierceness is a focus for your change at this time. And shift your thoughts and set your future on a fresh course. This is, feeling fierce. I mean, I got a lot of fierceness coming in with my little Leos this week. So that is, that's pretty cool. But, sometimes a little bit too fierce, my little Leos, Nope, they are passive aggressive with making others feel it. So allowing yourself to step into your passion this week is very important. And we also have the ruler of your eighth, Mars, in the ancient time. We have Pluto for modern era, which is with Scorpio. But there's a fierceness, a confidence in your attitude being channeled into any unresolved areas or issues. So this is a really fabulous week if there's anything that has been unresolved that you want to get resolved this week, Leos. So get on it. As we move to lovely little Virgos, it's all about the Virgo this week, the Virgo and the Pisces, as we have that full moon coming up. Whew. And this is, it is the sun and moon is creating positive conditions. We have your friendships and relationships building at this time. The moon is only in your friendship sector for a few days, and it's a friendly aspect to the sun in this first full week in your relationship sector. The sun and moon due to clash as the full moon later this week, and this will put a balance between your personal and relationships, my little Virgos. In Roman times, they had a festival that was designed with you in mind, Virgos. And sure, you may have to have your own lockdown version of it, but it is serving up love and a whole load of good this week. So looking at the good that, I see a love moon rising for you. This is go for what does you good and make sure it's the real thing. And sure, we may have left Valentine's back in the dust, but this week happens to be all about Virgo's love. And in ancient Roman, they celebrated the Lupercalia, I think I said that right, in February. And this was Virgo's themed feast and generally rave designed to promote health and also fertility. So Lupercalia, I feel like I'm in a spelling bee. Lupercalia and the month of February link us not just to the Virgo emphasis on well-being and what and who you fancy does you good, but of planting seeds of harvest later. So when the sun is in your sign, for instance, or the seeds of good habits, the benefit of which do you good in the long term. So this full moon is coming in that is bringing in beautiful fertility and looking at what you are wanting to create. Now, a side note for everybody, go back to August 24th, 2019. Then we come up to, is it June? No. I know, okay, August, this is a full cycle. And then we come up to something to do with June. Hold on. Coming up, I know it starts in August 24th of 2019, and I don't have the dates in front of me. And then we have February of last year to February of this year. And the cycle will begin again in August of this year when we have the new moon in Pisces and new moon in Virgo. So if we go back, there's a whole cycle there from August of 24th, 2019 to today. There's a full cycle there of creation. So looking at this full lunation cycle of what it is that you were wanting or what you were starting to create in 2019 and coming into 2021. So looking at that lunation cycle for yourself is a good thing. Libras, my lovely Libras. So at the same time that Venus is working to make her final days in fun, playful, romantic, and creatively charged part of your chart, the sun and moon are creating positive conditions for your job and career fronts. So Venus joining the sun in your busy work sector later this week. So she's moving into Pisces. This is highlighting a balance issue between work and play, and that's in Pisces. So this requires more of you to do quick fixes and look at the job opportunities. And with this weekend, this full moon acts as a psychic preview of what's ahead for you in March. So harness the power of Venus and clear the way for what is to happen. And infuse that every day with a touch of magic and live in the moment. Do the work and clear the way. It's very important for you, Libras. This is because your ruler, Venus, in your sixth says be in the moment as if you are not. You'll miss the magic. You have a big lineup in what is your house of organization and your day job. So you're paid or unpaid, well-being, studying, and pets. Don't wait for a lockdown to end that special occasion to glam up and feel your best. We can be so fixated on the future, we miss everything that's happening in the present. So this is a grounding yourself, Libras, and coming into the here and now is very important. And celebrating the beauty of who you are and your circumstances right now, and unleashes your potential for next month. So this week is coming in and really solidifying a lot of energy for you so that you can catapult into the coming months. And it's important for you to major alignments with this full moon that's coming in between Pluto and the only slow moving planet left in the fourth. Mars is in your sector of empowerment and change and money house. So getting things beautifully organized to your day-to-day front is very important. And then there's a grand trine that's coming in on the 28th for you. So this is I feel like a very important week for you of really grounding, focusing. This is where I'm in right now. This is going to help you to propel you into your future. Lovely Scorpios. Scorpios, yes, lovely Scorpios. This is like with the sun and moon is very nice, and it might bring in a little bit of playfulness and adventurous influence for you, and especially in the early days this week. The moon might just be passing through the adventurous part of your chart, but this is the taste of things to come, and the sun is the first full week of the month-long visit to the fun, playful, romantic, creatively charged area of your chart. And ask away this week if what you envision for your future involves you and at least one other person, and someone or something wants to say yes to your request. So who is going with you into your future? Embody your dreams and welcome love back into your life. So this is like looking at who do you want into your future? Who do you want to step forward into your future? And the analogy of who are the 5 people or who are the closest people around you that and that's sort of your influence, and is that the influence that you want? Because is the world ready for all your fierce and fabulous this week? And hopefully you are ready to feel it and live it and be radiant. And Venus lands in your 5th on the 15th, and it's time for a few wishes and dreams to be set in motion or ever granted. We do have this the rulers of the ancient and the modern add up with that trine that's coming in, and taking advantage of this trine. These are both your rulers, and of your ancient ruler Mars stirring up passion, and Pluto adding the power of intention, stepping forward and keep stirring the mixture, especially on the 27th and the 28th. And when the full moon appears in your 11th of friendship and potential. So there's a lot of energy, and you to take advantage of this energy to create that of what you are desiring. Okay, Scorpio? So this is time to like stir the pot. It's not like you don't usually stir the pot anyways, but maybe stirring it a little bit more would be a good thing. Sagittarius, what? So Mars is spending his last full week in your work sector, and he is drawing closer to friendly aspects with Pluto. That's that trine that's coming in. And with the full moon on the career front later in the week, there's a lot of brewing that's coming up this week. So lots coming up. So bring your best game. And when it comes to those long-term ambitions, your career, this week's full moon in alignment with Pluto and Mars tells you this is no time for half measures, nor underselling yourself, or either. So eye on the prize. You have what it takes. Game on. You just a few weeks away from the full force of fabulizing effects of the planets. So this is your house of romance, children, carefree fun, creativity. This week tells you to take care of business now and to get into more serious business of play later. And Venus coming in on coming into your 4th, she points along with all the other planets in here to a positive change. This is a change around your home, a change within your family, to your relationships, your status, and to your work. Pluto remains the only slow-moving one in your money zone, And this week is aligning both Mars in your work zone and gets into the energy of the full moon. So huge changes that are coming in for you, Sagittarius, this week. And some of those changes, what they're showing me is that it's like you got some things you just got to let go of. Got to let go of it. And whether it's home, whether it's relationships with family, or with work, whatever that work is, it's letting it go, because we have this grand trine is a portal of manifestation potential when it comes to getting things done and reaping the rewards. But if you're hanging on to something that is not working, it's not there, then you're going to sabotage it. So there's a positive impression doing this week, and energy in abundance that's there. But that's the whole thing. For a lot of us, the energy's there for us. But if we're still hanging on to old shit, if we're not letting go, because everybody's like, yeah, I want that. Okay, there's work to be done. One of the biggest lessons I learned was, especially when I owned my first business, was the fear of letting it go because of whatever reasons. I could have given you 1,000 reasons at that time of why I didn't want to let it go, until it was forced upon me to let it go. And now looking back, that was the most freeing thing that ever happened, because that allowed me to step more into what I really wanted to do. And the store was just something I was hanging on to. And I've had that happen over and over again, because I'm a little bit stubborn, that when things are let go of, when you let go of something that is no longer serving you, and it is so fearful, it is so overwhelming, but it's thank fucking God I did. Right? Because hindsight comes in. So there are things that, this energy that's coming in is giving us so much potential for all of us. Because we all have these aspects in our chart. We've got to look at, what is it that we're hanging on to so dearly, right? That we need to let go of, because there's newness that's coming in. I mean, the overall spiritual card for this week is the Queen of Cups, of course. She's coming in because it's all stepping into our intuition and our motivation and what's getting us to really feel good, right? So this is where this energy, for us all coming in, for us to look at, okay, there's some things that we have to let go of in order to progress forward, right? When we don't let go of it, that's when we self-sabotage. And we all do it. Here we come into lovely Capricorn. Between the sun and moon comes in with perfect timing. The moon is just passing through the relationship sector, and a friendly aspect to the sun in the first full week in your communication sector. Chances are to give your emotional responses and a relationship a voice. And this is a chance to get the communication lines open. So open before the moon clashes with Pluto in Capricorn tomorrow. So news could set you in a new direction, proves to your old saying, as one door closes, two more open. So we have take an upfront approach, and if it feels right for you, stick to it. Enter a new cycle of experience. State your intention and don't then be swayed, especially when what is right resonates deep inside of you. It may not be the right for others, but if your gut is telling you, Queen comes in, gut telling you, the Knight comes in, it's telling you, this is right for you. That should all be the encouragement that you need. And especially this week. And Venus entering into your third on the 25th, adding a touch of creativity, insight, imagination, and to anything you say or send out. However, please ensure you don't read too much into what others are telling you. Okay, Capricorns, because sometimes, you get stuck in your little patriarchal way of doing things. Pluto's only slow-moving planet left in your sign. This week's main astro event is the trine between Mars And a flirtation could sizzle or turn serious very fast. And the full moon on the 27th is one which shines on a new direction into something bigger for you. So allowing yourself to listen and embark on a journey of the soul. Listen, Capricorns, listen. It's so important. Sometimes you just don't listen. Just saying. So now we're moving on to the Aquarius. Aquarius energies, here we come. Whew. So Aquarius is this week. This is the sun departs Aquarius last week, and May brought your birthday month to a close, but Mercury's early days in direct motion and Venus' final days here. They are working as a team to put heart and mind on the same page. Something may come to a soul-boosting conclusion this week, and get that new rich list feeling by exploring what adds value to your life. Chances are it's more than money can buy. So what is important to you? Evolving your path, get that crashed up feeling on your soul level, and sign on the dotted line. Staying flexible and flowing is one of your tasks right now. And this week asks you to hang on to that knowledge and be ready to change and adapt if necessary. It is also asks you to take care of any unfinished business if you have any. So Venus leaves your sign this week and lands in its ruling second on the 25th. Be aware that while Venus in here can open up new avenues of income, see your bank balance increase, it can easily get you spending a little bit more. So be cautious about that. So then the Four of Pentacles is actually where you need to look at where you have to save and have in. I saw a commercial the other, saw a commercial. And it was probably about wealth financing. But the girl goes, oh, grandma sent me $100. I could buy those new pair of shoes. And her future self comes in and says, maybe you should invest that, right? So if you get some free money or I'm going to call it free money. Somebody gives you money and you're automatically saying, oh, I could pay a bill. I could do this. I could do that. Maybe there's something else that you should be doing with it. Maybe there's an investment that you can be doing with that. And it's so easy today to do investing. It is so easy, so easy. So take a look at that right now, Aquarius, and see where you can start investing. Last but not least, Pisces. Friendly aspect between the sun and the moon toward today is giving you a boost of confidence. And during the first full week of your birthday month, while making it easier for your heart, intuition, instincts, and imagination to be heard. The moon is moving through the fun and playful romantic creativity, and you are charged. You are charged. One person, connection or relationship, past, present, and potential, is the spotlight this week. It or they are linked to your future path. Love is always the answer. Yes, it is, my little Piscean. Love is the answer. Opportunity, it awaits for your answer. Connection influences your path. Open up to the new. So Venus in the first from the 25th bumps you up, gives you a little bump, gives you some pleasure. This is coming in. Take it now when the party really gets started. And new people, even if it's at a distance, there's new people, fresh opportunities. When it's your birthday month, Pisces, and this is for anybody, you get 10 wishes. Use those 10 wishes. What are you wishing for? Good news, help, solutions, or other benefits from people you are now that you know or connect with show you that no matter what has been going on in the past 12 months, the upcoming year will hold its magic and potential for you. Be ready to say yes to someone and something, and Mars is aligning with that trine, really going to pump things up for you. And don't wait for others to make the first move. This is up to you to do it. So this is really good potential for you, and this is tied up for you doing a lot of the work this year, you're going to find that will come into being in May and July. So the future is your gift. So a lot of good energy that's going to come for you in May and July, for whatever you're putting down. So if you're designing something, if you're creating something, starting a new business deal, you're going to see things come together in fruition in May and July. There you go. So I thought I'd come in here and give you guys a little bit of astrology. And since I didn't put it up on, I was busy doing other things yesterday. I was doing stuff on Canva yesterday, TikTok, doing all of that fun stuff. But it is work. It is work, designing and creating all of that. It does take time. It does take time in doing it. So I didn't get everybody's stuff posted. So I thought I'd come on here today and say, fuck it, I'm going to just give it to you all right now. Plus the unicorns were with me, and the unicorn energy is just, it is an energetic transmission that they are coming in so strongly. And plus I just got off of a weekend working with the angels, and that is huge for me. And it really brought in some great realizations and revelations for me, where a lot of my energy is going, right? It is going to with the angels and the astrology. That is where my energy is really going. And with that brings in the mystical. Yeah, do you know that there is a unicorn up there? Constellation. So there is, bringing astrology in is coming more and more my passion. I'm going to be doing a lot more with that. We do have the one-day class. I do have a one-day class, an informative class that I'm going to be doing on astrology. And this is just a one-day informative, just giving you a little bit of what a chart is. We're just kind of looking at it, not in great details. Going into more detail of astrology, I'm going to be bringing that up later in April, May. Because there's so many layers to astrology. Right now, I'm, what is her name? Let me pull it up. She's living in New Zealand right now. And, my God. Monique Lurink. She does diamond astrology. Absolutely fabulous woman. And I've been listening a lot to her lately, and it's just that's a whole nother level of astrology. And I'm just like, whoa, I'm not ready for that one yet. It's beautiful. I love to get into not only, I guess the more of the intuitive astrology. So I like to learn a little bit of it all, so I can add that to the readings. That's my thing, is like I want to bring in a little bit of layers of different things for people so that they can look into it. Human design is another one, and gene keys is another part too, and it's all based on astrology and your energetic makeup and stuff like that. It starts to spread when you go into it, and that's why my focus is mainly going to be on it. So will I still teach the tarots? Possibly. It'll come in. I'll teach the tarot. I'm doing a scrying class for Blessed Circle, but that'll be probably the last sort of thing. That's not that. It's great. I'll teach it, but my heart is with the angels and the astrology. That's where my heart is. That's where I'm really being drawn to work and doing that. And I feel like there's so much healing that can be done. And I really, for parents, that's the other part. For parents to really understand their child's chart. Because, when people say that you didn't come in with a with a book on how to raise them. Well, yeah, you did. It was called astrology. Understanding your child's natal chart gives you a better understanding on how they ebb and flow. What do they, an air sign child is different than a water sign child. It's, emotionally and how they respond, and then looking at all the other different aspects that come into play with that gives you a better reflection on why they're holding on, or why they're so resentful, or why you have a holy terror when you got a fire child, right? And that child is just a holy terror throughout the house, and you're just like, oh my God. I mean, my one girlfriend she has 6 kids, but I think it was her 4th child. The first 3 were great. Like, yes, they were issues. They were, like as any kids. But the 4th, she goes, I don't know what happened, and it was a total fire sign child. Like, holy, like this child would have all of a sudden just freak out over things and pull drawers open and just be a holy fucking terror. Like, she goes, what did I do? Get the spawn of Satan? But when we looked at the chart, and when I explained it to her, she was like, okay, how do we deal with this? And I said, well, there's going to be certain ways that you speak to this one is going to be different than when you speak to your oldest one. Totally different, right? Oh God, it was horrible. And then, get this, there was this show on Netflix, and it was this one show, I can't remember what the show was, but it was Netflix took it off, and it was the one song, the intro song, that kind of calmed her down. It's like music for the savage beast, and Netflix took it off. And she didn't know that Netflix took it off, and she's like freaking out trying to find this song because it's the only thing that calmed her daughter down. And she's like, what the fuck? I'm going to write these guys. Have no right to take these things off. Don't they know how they could destroy a family? You can't just go take off a child's show. And this sounds crazy, but sometimes you'll have certain children, or you have children that don't have certain parts. So maybe they don't have a lot of water, so they're emotional. Not saying they're not emotional, but they just deal with things differently, right? Or if you have a child who's very earthy and have a strong Capricorn, I mean, those kids are organized and they want things to be organized, and it really drives them nuts, and they can get a lot of anxiety when their world is feeling not organized, right? So, if you have a child with a strong Capricorn, like even a Capricorn moon, they could have, like I met this boy today. He's Gemini sun and a Capricorn moon. Wow. Whoa. Well, Gemini is like chatter, got to say things, and they can be very, they'll feel things intensely, but here comes the Capricorn that tries to rationalize and wants to get things done. This is the way we do it. This is the way we always do it. Here comes the Gemini is like, well, why are we doing it that way? That doesn't make any sense, but this is the way it's always been done. So it can cause a lot of emotional turmoil within that child on how they deal with everyday life. And things inside of them have to be, if you said 9 o'clock, it is 9 o'clock. It's not 9:05. Understanding that, then you can have, you're able to work with that energy, with that person and that child. Just like I think every teacher needs to know astrology, so that at least know the kid's sun sign, right? And when you get to know that, then, I really believe in stand-up desks for kids. I don't care what age. Like, even when I'm reading with Mateus is a Gemini moon, a Gemini sun, Libra moon, and a rising Aquarius. He's all the air signs. So he's constantly moving. But if things, because he has that rising sign of Aquarius, is fixed. So when you have that fixed energy, which is air, which is kind of, it's very spacious, it's very out there, but it's fixed. Change, or when he's in on doing something, and you're saying, no, we're changing that now, can bring up a pile of emotion with inside of him, and he just has to let it out. And it's just like all of a sudden he'll show all all the emotions and start crying. It's this way of dealing with it, right? And then once you explain things and you calm, and you got to really calm them down, because it's like a tornado just took off inside of them, right? So you have a tornado that just took off. And it's like, oh, well, we got to calm this tornado. Yelling at a tornado is not going to do fuck all. Just say, if any of you have air sign children, yelling at them does nothing. Yelling at them, spanking them, that does fuck all. It does nothing to them. Coming with them at calm, allowing them to go through what they're doing with them, coming in and breathing with them would do more for getting your point across than yelling. Coming to them and explaining things to an air sign is very important. Why they have to do things. And let them know, okay, if you're not going to wear your snow pants today, well, I guess you're not going to stand on the bank and play with your friends in the snow today because you don't have your snow pants on, so you can't do that. Oh. That means if I find out you decided not to wear your snow pants and you went in the snowbank and you come home with wet pants, there'll be consequences. There'll be certain things that you won't be allowed to do because I specifically told you that this is what you have to do today. Oh, okay. Then you're going to get the air sign to understand. They're not going to just take, you got to explain things out, honestly. So this is, say with the fire sign, it's like fire signs are, they're busy, they're going, they're even a Leo sign, it's all over. But you got to understand that there's a lot of other things that are going on inside within the fire signs, right? And with the fire signs, they're passionate and they want to go for it, and they, whatever they do, they really want to consume it. Right? Fire consumes. They want to bring it in. So they want to consume what they have and what they do, right? In a safe place. A lot of times you'll find fire signs are very shy when they're younger. And when you extinguish their flame, they can have problems when they're older in communications and allowing them to express themselves, because they need to be that one that wants to be out there and talk to people and be out there. But when you try to extinguish their flame, then it can be detrimental to them as in their development. Okay, no, I'm on a roll now, because I know if I stop now, somebody's going to say, but you didn't do, you did air and fire, but you didn't do water. I did earth. Water signs. Water is emotion, right? So you got to look at what the emotion is. So water signs can hold and can be very deep emotions and hold it very deep. So they can go through some depressions and you won't know it. They can be very quiet and shy and reserved. And when they feel something, they want someone to hold them. They have to be held. They're the signs that, okay, let me hold you. Let me sit with you. And let me just listen to what you have to say. When you tell a water sign, oh, stop crying, that's ridiculous. Oh my God, that just causes more emotions and more trauma within their own selves. When you tell a water sign, okay, all right, let your emotions out, let's hear it, And the thing is that sometimes with the water signs, they can get so focused on whatever they're doing. They're in this movement of moving and going and forward that, having them to say, hey, you know what, let's just come back a bit. Because they're also the sign that feels everything. They're the highly most empathic sign. So when you have a lot of water in your sign, hence I have like 95% water in my chart, it is, it is, you feel everything. And being able to come home to a safe place and explain, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I saw, and realizing that what you are feeling is not always yours. is not always yours. It's a good thing to really work with water signs especially. So when I do that class, we're going to go through some of the signs and explain what they are and explain what, the generalities of them and what they entail and what the planetary alignment is for each of those signs too. So we're gonna touch in on that on the 1-day class. So there you guys go. I want you guys to have a fabulous day. Go out, shine your light, allow yourself to be that beautiful warrior you are. I just got an image of She-Ray. She-Ray is the beautiful goddess that rides the Pegasus unicorn. Allow yourself to be that beautiful She-Ray, right? It must have been hard for you growing up. Sometimes it was. As a teenager, it was, because I was a geek, kind of a geeky kind of kid, very withdrawn, and I had that's why I had an eating disorder growing up. So food and me and diets is just, I do them, and then they're difficult. It's a difficult challenge for me. Food is an emotional cushion for me. So hence I'm a little bit bouncy in my walk. But it was because you don't realize how much you are absorbing, especially as a teenager, till you look back at your teenage years, right? And you see how much you were absorbing. And that's the thing, is like, my mom, who was she's December 21st, so she's a Sagittarius, Capricorn, didn't really understand all of it, right? And she, my dad's a Leo, he's fire, right? Didn't understand all of the emotions that I was always going through and the things that I was feeling. So it was difficult for them, in understanding how their daughter was. It was because my grandmother lived with us until I was 8 or 9. And then unfortunately she was no longer with us. And I think that was a big part, because she's the one who understood me. My grandmother was a Capricorn. She was born December 24th. And she was really a person who kind of took the time to explain things to me and my emotions and how I felt, right? So that was interesting. I should pull up her chart and just pull up her Semers to see where her sun was or her moon is. I've never done that, but that's the thing, but the saying goes, it's amazing. Grandparents are so different with their grandkids than, it's like all of a sudden, the grandparents come in and you're like, who is this person? Why are they so nice? Why are they giving my child candy? Why are they never said that to me. It's like my one son told he got angry at me. He goes, you never bought me a cookie a day. Because I would get Mateus a chocolate chunk cookie every day from the Starbucks. And I'm like, well, it's just different. And I said, you were like, you were one of 4, right? And just things were different. I couldn't afford buying chocolate chunk cookies for them every day. Not saying my kids didn't get treats. Listen to my kids, they had the worst childhood sometimes, but which is crazy. So you guys have a fabulous day. Definitely, if you want to book in and get your natal chart read, let me know. If you're wanting to do the 21-day meditation, let me know if you're wanting to do the 21-day meditation. It is $25 for the whole 21 days. And then we also have the Angel one-on-one class. So if you want to just have, again, it's just a 1-day afternoon. We just talk about the angels. We do some meditations for you to meet your guardian angels and to allow you to open your wings and then magical elementals, which is the unicorns. That's what I'm going to call it. And stepping into that she-ray strength and belief that everything is possible. So there you go. Everything is possible. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you in all that you do and all that you say and all that you be. Thank you for being a part of my community, even if you stopped in for a few minutes and then you had to go on your way. I was a little bit long-winded today, but I wanted everybody to get their sun, moon, and rising sign reading today. Have a blessed one, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.